Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash, trending news and entertainment.
Everybody, I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I am Mitch English, and welcoming you to Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk.
Yes, you know who does a lot of talking on
Who dat?
our staff? James.
James,
Alexander, Big
sweet
Daddy
baby.
James. Good morning.
Hey,
What's up, man?
I can feel like I'm a little Italian today. Hey, all right. So, question of the day: what movie or book changed you the most?
I know right now, mine.
What movie or book could change you the most? So that was a hard one for me. So I'm gonna hold off and leave it on our social media. My answer. So Matt, please tell them where they can leave theirs.
They can head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. There they can like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff on our socials, and also send us your pick for that directly at flash@dailyflashshow.com.
All right, lots of movies out there. And that's what's so great about movies and books too, is that like they can be nice guides. I would say my dad, when I was 14 years old, he paid me $1 a chapter to read How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Oh.
And I think that was probably the best gift my dad ever gave me. I've read that book for at least 3, maybe 4 times since. Because there's so much great stuff.
Yeah.
And it's that 1950s mentality with Dale Carnegie. So that's the book. The movie would be Signs by M. Night Shyamalan. Only because what's ever happening in your life, you kind of related to a movie, and that was like, I could see how everything's working together, why I'm here, and that kind of thing. You have
Okay.
one?
I've got a book, Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. It's one of those books that sort of just changes your mind about philosophy and life
really?
in general.
You have to tell me more about
yes, that's a good one. Movie-wise, I can't think of one particular because there's so many.
Yeah, and you're the movie girl. I mean,
Yeah.
and you've seen so many altogether. That it's just, I think it has something to do with your life, wherever you're at in your life,
Yes.
and a movie relates to you.
Yes, something that really speaks to you or grabs your attention at that particular moment. So I can't think. One movie I saw recently, which I thought was brilliant, was Rental Family with Brendan Fraser. It just got me. I don't know, and so that's fresh in my mind.
That's coming
coming
out,
in.
right?
I think it comes out on Christmas Day.
Space Jam was yours, Matt?
Well, you know what? There were 2 movies I got out of school for. It was Space Jam and the Power Rangers. So those 2. But no, mine was Jaws. Jaws made me actually look
That's
at
a good
cinema in a
one.
different way and how 3 personalities can get along.
Very
That's
good
a
point.
great one.
I was listening to Tom and Dan podcast this morning. They were talking about Jaws and talking about how the reason we didn't see a lot of the shark because it was mechanical problems.
Didn't work.
But it made the movie, and those things that go wrong can actually help. In the long run, and obviously did that.
I think, when you look at movies like that too, like Raiders of the Lost Ark, that was such a quintessential movie at the time. And Christmas movies, we were talking about this during one of the commercial breaks. Home Alone, for whatever reason, is my go-to Christmas movie this year. That and Elf.
Elf
I love
is
those
wonderful.
two. Yeah.
Mine is Christmas Vacation. It doesn't. The holiday season hasn't really started until I watch it.
Mine is the Jack Benny Christmas special. That's my go-to.
You're an old soul, Matt.
It's so ridiculous and it's so old 1950s, and there's just so much the cringeworthy in it.
That's good. That's
It goes
totally
back
Jack
3 or
Benny.
4 times.
You don't say.
Was it Mel Blanc? No, it's not Mel Blanc, but there's one of those character actors from back in the day. It's like he blows his brains out. It's great.
Okay.
I don't remember an old guy blowing his brains out. What do you mean? What?
Yeah, because he has him go rewrap this gift so many times, and he's and then he cheaps out at the end because Jack's whole gimmick was he was cheap, and it's he's got Rochester in there. Hey, boss!
It's also the beginning of television and
The
trying new
newness of
things.
it.
Right,
Yeah,
indeed.
very true. Well, a recent discussion on Reddit got users fired up about essential skills they wish they were taught in school.
Ooh,
okay?
yeah.
Essential skills they wish they were taught in school. Let's see if you agree. First up, self-care.
There's a class for that?
Yeah. Hygiene,
Hygiene.
cooking, stress management, how to say no, how to tell if you should go to the ER or not.
Oh, that's okay. Those
I
are the
know
things.
those
That's a good
sound
point.
strange, but those are real simple. Like, if you're not feeling well, what's the point of going to the ER versus throwing a Band-Aid on and taking a couple of Advil?
You mentioned how to say no. That's a mental health thing, and I think that
Yes.
we are coming down into an age where we are paying attention to our mental health, and that's good that kids now have resources to that as well. It was still kind of a taboo thing to go to a therapist when I was a teenager. I remember, it was your shrink is what they used to always call it, that sort of thing. That's good to hear. Yeah, I'll go along with those.
And just to add to that, like hygiene, how many times should you shower? I know these sound like super basic, but for kids in high school, they need that kind of like deodorant, skincare, how do you wash clothes?
Popping
Dishwash,
zits.
popping zits.
Will leave scars.
Yes.
Keep that in mind. I think deodorant is such the biggest thing. You know how you learn to take deodorant?
Somebody
if you're a
tell
boy,
you stink.
Exactly. And it's not your parents. It's got to be, if you're a boy, it's got to be a girl that says, man, you stink.
You stink.
And I promise, I had Cassandra Ware. I had bad breath. And you know how I am with my breath.
Yep.
And from that day forward, I started having certs with me, some kind of breath deodorant at all times. Because you're like, oh, God, your breath.
I was just joking around with my wife the other day about like guys stinking or whatever, and I was like, yeah, in high school, in our era, we didn't shower after gym class, but that whole locker room smelled like Axe body spray.
Yeah, of course.
I'll never forget that because every guy
it
was
did.
using it back in the day.
Sweat, stink, and
Axe body spray.
body
And
spray.
stinky socks, that's all I can think of. All right, next up, social skills. Right, some kids naturally catch on via observation while others need guidance. Reading unspoken social clues. This is coming up. This is a foreign language. This is next. But reading unspoken social clues, being cooperative rather than combative, which seems like maybe a long shot nowadays with kids.
And what they need to know about that is the fact that you can actually go further if you're cooperative instead of saying, no, you're going to do it my way, and compromise and that sort of thing. I can appreciate everything you're saying. I'm right on board. I think they need to have these sort of things. We complain about home ec being taken out of schools, which now no one knows how to make food or sew their pants up or whatever. I'm really happy I got to be in those
true.
classes.
Yeah, right. Also on the list, another language. 2 years of foreign language in high school, not enough. So many people on this Reddit thread said, I wish I could speak a foreign language fluently. Now, kids in Europe, they can speak 2 or 3 different languages. Here in the U.S., we're lucky if we get through 2 years of Spanish.
Can I say something? A lot of times, as you know, I'm a single language speaker, and I really wish that I had known another language. My son, who taught himself Spanish and is fluent, you can ask Hugo, our executive producer there. He could talk, and he learned because he just wanted to find out another language. He said the schools wouldn't really teach it, but he talks fluent. That's crazy.
Wow.
And we sometimes look at as Americans, we'll say, well, they can't speak English very well. Their intellect must not be as high. But they speak 2, 3 languages, and we can't even speak ours.
Yeah.
We ain't no dumb persons.
We have a first lady right now that can speak 7 different languages fluently.
That's crazy. Awesome, right?
Right? Choosing a major in college. I thought this was a good point.
Okay.
There should have been a course specifically about picking a major in college and how to apply for scholarships and different funding and that kind of thing.
All right. Now, I can go with that. This would be a hard one for me to endorse because you wind up changing your major in the first place. But I think that if just getting into school, I guess is what you're saying, is like, hey, how can I further what I want to do? At least it'll take you down to a road and get you into college.
Yeah.
If you're never into college, you're not going to be able to know to change your major.
Right, but I think that kind of goes to like what's happening in college right now. Why are kids going down avenues with majors that absolutely make 0 sense and
I see what you're saying.
have
Okay.
no sort of financial benefit to them? Really it should be business, accounting, science, research, that kind of thing. And if you want to be a teacher, then liberal arts. But I think you need somebody to kind of explain to you, here's where, and maybe it falls on deaf ears. I don't know.
The guys in shop class that you laughed at, that they went in there and hang out, guess what? They're driving nicer cars than you are, man.
You're waiting on them at restaurants. Let me just put it to you that way.
Right.
The importance of fitness, nutrition, and cooking.
Amen, sister.
Yeah.
Okay, this is an extremely important one. Cooking, the kitchen basics. Home maintenance was another one that kind of fell into this. And just those things are so important. I think we forget, like, how often should you change your bed sheets, doing laundry, little things around the house, simple tasks like how do you change the AC filter, fixing a running toilet, where and when to shut off the main water.
We laugh at this, but I up until I never worried about changing the sheets on the bed because my first wife, she kind of handled that. And then when my second wife, it's once a week, maybe 3 days we have to. I go, why are you changing this? And she goes, it's disgusting if you don't.
Yeah.
And then she explained to me why. Had I known that, 30 years ago, whatever, I probably would have been.
It's like when you get on your own, like we've both been a couple times. It's like, oh wait, 30 days.
30
is fine.
days?
Yeah.
I've gotten months without changing.
Yeah,
It's like you're just sleeping on it.
Civics was another one on the list. Knowing how government works, how to handle yourself in a meeting, what's a quorum, critical thinking, those things are important. Of course, finances were also on the list. How to write a check, although nobody knows how to do that. Pay taxes, save for retirement.
Basic car maintenance, I
Car
think, would have been a
maintenance,
big one for everybody because there's just stuff that you now everybody YouTube universities.
Yeah.
You're right.
True.
All right, we got more. Add to that list. Let us know. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson. There is no doubt that the holidays bring lots of joy. But what else? How about stress, emotional triggers, and that pressure just to keep your cool? So joining us now with some great advice on how to stay grounded, present, and connected this holiday season is inspirational speaker TJ Woodward. TJ, welcome back to the show. We love having you on. Things doing well for you?
Thank you, Mitch. Things are going well. Thank you. And thank you for having me back on the show. Always love being here with you.
Well, we love having you on. I asked if you're doing well because this is a very stressful time of the year for everybody, including motivational folks. And that's what you're doing for us today. And you say you have 5 tips for us that's going to help us basically keep us together this holiday season. I'm going to start off with the first one. Beware of the holiday triggers. Why do holiday triggers actually bring such strong emotions?
Well, I think first we need to kind of talk about what a trigger is. It's a super popular conversation in our culture now. And when we think of triggers, we often think of someone or something outside of us that touches something, right? And we often focus on the other person and trying to change the situation. I invite someone to look at what's actually getting touched. There's nothing like the holidays, whether we're going back with family or we're just really busy. There's a lot of pressure for people trying to wrap up the year. There's so many moving parts that it can be super activating. The reason I like to use the word activate is it's not really what's happening as much as it's about what's getting touched. We can actually do something about that rather than trying to control someone. We look at what's getting touched and we tend to that.
It seems like when those things pop up, the last thing you say, it's Christmas, it's the holidays. We're not supposed to do that. You know what? Actually, it's the same issues. It's just now it has a theme, I guess is what you're saying, right? We have to know how to handle that, right?
Yeah, whether it's busyness or being back with family, the cliche, I remember in my early sort of evolution, or if you will, my mom would just know how to push my buttons. And I remember hearing someone say, our parents know how to push our buttons because they installed them, which I think is funny, but also it's my responsibility to heal them. It's not hers.
I love that. That is 100% true. Just don't tell my kids that because then they'll blame me. All right, this one I suffered with because, especially right after my divorce with my kids, create a presence, not perfection. I was so worried about making everything right so that things felt normal. What do you mean by creating just a presence of what's going on? And is it not worrying about the little things?
Yeah, I mean, it's really more about being fully present rather than trying to live from the outside in. I think you named it perfectly. A lot of times we try to manage the externals, like let's say, like what you said, going through a change, going through a divorce, something has happened. Maybe we've lost someone. That can also bring up a lot of feelings if it's our first holiday season without someone. So if we can be fully present from the inside out, if you will, rather than trying to look perfect on the outside, it will go a very long way.
Yeah, and you're not going to remember that, the little small details. You're going to remember how you felt this season, and if you don't feel well, then you're going to have bad memories. I love that, TJ. Your next advice is to navigate the family dynamics with compassion, which sounds very easy. It's not, is it?
We talked about that earlier, right? I mean, a lot of times when we go back to family, that's the time we can get really activated.
Yes.
Compassion goes a long way. And that's, of course, compassion for myself. I remember early, like, let's just say my entire 20s, I would be with family and I would feel myself really activated and I would judge myself. So it's self-compassion and compassion for others. A lot of times we come to family, maybe we have different political views. There's conversations around the holidays that people might be uncomfortable. So just having curiosity, I like to say compassionate curiosity goes a long way.
I think too, what we, tell me how you feel about this, is that with our families, we think in our minds, well, they're always going to be my brother, so I can say and do whatever I want. At the end of the day, but if I did that with Jackson here, if I would say the same thing I would say to my family, to Jackson, she'd be offended by it, by all means. Is it a good measure to go, are you acting normal? Are you treating that person with understanding and basically understanding the whole situation, or are you just kind of bypassing that? Would you say that happens a lot?
That happens a lot. And not only that, but we end up reverting back. I remember, thinking, gosh, why do I feel like I'm a tween again? Or I feel like I'm a kid again when I'm around my family. But we also do that with our other family members, right? I might keep a family member stuck way in the past. And through this compassionate curiosity, we can actually be present with them rather than being in some old story about who we think they are.
Yeah, I love that. Being present, there's a great theme altogether. We go to your next tip, which is release the shame and pressure. In what aspect do you mean by that?
Well, we could do about a 20-minute segment on just shame.
I have plenty of shame.
Right. Yes. And so the difference between guilt and shame is guilt is I think I've done something wrong. Shame is I think there's something fundamentally wrong with me. And again, not for everyone, but for some of us, we might feel shame when we're around our family. We might feel shame about not doing it perfectly during the holidays. We might feel shame about, as you said, like a divorce, a breakup, someone we've lost. Maybe we have some guilt about something we've done. So to be able to allow ourselves to heal that shame, again, the way we do that is by authenticity and presence. So shame is something that I think can really run the show. And a lot of us aren't even aware that it's happening.
No, you're right. And parents, I'm guilty of it. You shame your kids, you don't even realize it, because again, you're like, well, they're my kids, and they know I love them, and this comes from a place of love, but they might not understand it. That's a really good one. I appreciate that one. Your final thing that we need to make sure we're doing is simple grounding practice. And a question of the day, all right? Tell me something you write on the refrigerator or what? What do you mean by that?
Well, there's two things. One is grounding. It's sometimes as simple as pausing and taking a deep breath. When we think about, like, if I have a reactivity, my impulse is to say something. I can pause. I can take a deep breath. For me, sometimes it's just like putting my hand on my heart and saying, what am I actually feeling here? That keeps me from reacting. My question process is something really simple. I invite people to use open-ended questions that start with who, what, where, when, or how. How could I react differently here? What am I actually feeling? What else is possible? How can I be more compassionate with my family member? How can I be more curious? So these are open-ended questions that, we can use one to work with every day, or we can just have a few favorites. I like to say, what else is possible here? Yes.
TJ, thank you so much for joining us. And of course, you want to find out more. TJ has great ideas and how you can help.
Down in the studio, the bright lights all gleamed, despite the entire control room sharing the same holiday dream. The wires were tangled, half the scripts were torn, and that shirt Mitch chose, yeah, it should never be worn. Andrea was wrapping, unwrapping, then wrapping once more, muttering,
if I lose this tape again, I am walking out that door.
Through the holiday mayhem and rituals and routines, the Flash crew kept rolling like festive machines.
So if your holiday chaos gets crazy like level 143,
just tune us right in. We're on your TV.
May your chaos stay merry. From your friends at Daily Flash.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It's Thursday. That means it's time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. Streaming on Netflix is the historical drama Train Dreams. It stars Joel Edgerton.
We just cut down trees that have been here for 500 years. Upsets a man's soul whether you recognize it or not.
Based on Dennis Johnson's beloved novella, Train Dreams is the story of a logger and railroad worker who leads a life of unexpected depth and beauty in the rapidly changing America of the early 20th century.
Material objects and wealth, none of that stuff really matters at the end of days. What matters is our relationships with each other, and even our encounters with strangers that help us along the way. So I think the film just has a big heart that reminds us of the best of our humanity.
Train Dreams is a warm and beautifully told film about family, isolation, and the impact and outcome of man versus nature. Again, Train Dreams is streaming on Netflix and gets an A. It's rated PG-13. In selected theaters is the sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's, aptly titled Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Can any of you hear me?
Abby, help us. Come find us. I will show you the way.
A revisit to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza sets into motion a terrifying series of events, revealing dark secrets about the true origin of Freddy's and unleashing a long-forgotten horror hidden away for decades.
Yeah, it's an exciting movie, as you know, and it moves really well. I think they'll be very happy.
And the good news is about 20 minutes into this film, it just takes off and delivers on all those things. We're really excited. Hopefully the movie does well, and if it does, the hope is that we'll go off and do a third one. So we'll find out more this weekend.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 steps up the horror and jump scares and adds a frightening, better fleshed out history, giving the film a deeper backstory. Again, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is playing in selected theaters and gets a B. It's rated PG-13. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Thanks, Tony. Welcome to your Daily Digits. Your first digit today is 83, as in $83 billion. The media landscape may be changing soon if the Netflix offer to buy Warner Brothers gets the final green light. The first big worry is for fans of the DC sequel Batman and what will happen to the franchise overall with all the DC products. Anything Warner Brothers, including Harry Potter, industry vets fear it might be the death of Hollywood as we know it. We not even know when the Batman may be able to save the day. Now, this one starred Robert Pattinson and it has been delayed until 2027. The story has a familiar ring to it. Remember when Disney bought Star Wars? How'd that turn out? Fine, right? Yeah. Everything was fine. Everything was fine. Nobody got laid off or anything. Anything like that. Don't worry, guys. Your next digit today is 88. Well, an influencer from Australia just made an 88-year-old war veteran's retirement possible. The vet had been working at a Detroit area supermarket to help pay off his late wife's medical expenses when his former employer eliminated his pension. Well, thanks to the influencer's generosity, the vet was presented with a check for $1.7 million to help with expenses so he can pay off medical bills and visit his ailing family. And just a beautiful story. And finally, an influencer doing something good. And your final digit today is 33. That's the age a below deck star suffered his first heart attack. Fraser Olander was recently rushed to the hospital with a severe chest pain. Doctors diagnosed him with vape poisoning, which I didn't even know was a thing, which led to a heart attack. He says he's quit vaping for good and is sharing his story with a warning. He's calling those 24 hours the most painful I've ever experienced. And these vape stories just keep getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm glad I never really got into it. Dabbled in it, but it never made me. You can just feel it right here. Something wasn't right.
And there's more and more. You're hearing that because people are smoking and they're thinking, well, it's safer to vape. And
I'm just sucking in steam.
Or toxins
nicotine.
and everything else.
Right, and it's probably cheaper to make it too.
Yeah.
All right, stay off that stuff. Thank you there, Maddie. I appreciate that. We got more Flash coming up and so much more.
If you miss a minute, you miss a lot.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash, trending news and entertainment.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Before we do anything, let's check in with our stations across the nation. Matt, who is watching us and where?
Well, 219 affiliates across the country are watching us, and all across the world on the Armed Forces Network. You can head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. Click where to watch, and you can send your friends and family where to watch as well. And today we're checking in with our friends at WUDZ in Terre Haute, Indiana.
Hey, Terre Haute.
Crossroads of America.
Ooh, very nice.
Terre Haute.
Not been there, Indiana. Driven through, but I need to stop by there.
If it plays in Terre Haute.
It plays in Terre Haute. Is that how it goes?
I think so.
When you have a company, you own a company, you want to find different ways to actually get your product known, getting out there.
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
I find this next one really actually kind of cool because this guy is stand behind it. Columbia Sportswear, you know the jackets.
Yeah, sure.
Generally, they're found. They go up in the mountains and you use them for cold weather and that sort of thing. Well, their CEO, Tim Boyle, has actually, he said, listen, I am tired of these flat earthers saying that the earth is flat, so I'm going to do something. This is what he's going to do. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Tim Boyle. I'm the CEO here at Columbia Sportswear. And this message is for flat earthers. You guys claim there's an end to the earth? Well, just go snap a picture. Send it to us, and you get the assets of the company. All of it. No paperwork, no lawyers, no catches.
Tim, there is some paperwork.
All right, so basically he's saying if you can take a picture of the edge of the earth, you will get the company. All right? This is obviously, so he's going around and saying, all we want is a picture. There is some stipulations to it. The edge of the earth basically cannot be AI images.
Yeah, because that was the first thing I thought of.
It has to be real physical end of earth. Basically, if your name, you can't change your name like the U2's lead guitarist is named The Edge.
The Edge,
you can't. He cannot. He's disqualified as well.
Disqualified.
So he says in there, we will give you the company. So what he did was make up an LLC called The Company for $100,000. It's worth $100,000.
Okay.
So
not giving you Columbia Sportswear, he's giving you the company.
Making you think. And later on in the video, they say that.
Sounds
That's
like
why
a Tim Robinson deal.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And matter of fact, you saw there, his lawyer came up and says, well, actually, there is some paperwork. The company is this. So they're not hiding anything as well. But basically, he's saying you get the company and all its assets for it. And to this day, and I know there's flat earthers out there. If you can give me a convincing reason as to why you would think the earth is flat, I would love to hear it. Because I just can't buy into it. I was like, with everything we know and have seen, it's proof. You know what I'm saying? Like, why somebody at this day and age, we should be able to get to the edge of the earth if it's flat, right?
Yes. I guess I think about the astronauts that have, gone to space and come back home, and that iconic photo of the globe of the earth, there in the distance. So I'm trying to understand how in their mind that's flat. Is it one-dimensional? I don't know.
So Stanley Kubrick put it together.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So what I have seen is that the Earth is flat. And we're like in a dome, kind of. Like this is what the flat earthers are saying.
Okay.
So it's like we're in a dome, and so it's.
You know far more about this than I do.
What are you doing? You want the company?
When you do the weather, and they want the weather for the edge of the earth, you have to figure out.
For the flat earthers.
Flat earthers. So it's like a dome. So imagine a flat, and then the dome, and then the edge would be. So it's kind of like getting a paper, putting a dome on top of it, and so there's edge out here we can't get to.
Which is where all your socks are, by the way.
Right. I love that he's doing this to kind of say
fun.
It's a great way to get people talking about Columbia Sportswear. And they're also a company of go out and explore. Yeah. So he's almost encouraging people to go to the edge of the earth, just bring back proof. I don't think anybody's ever going to be able to bring it back, so I think he's pretty confident as well.
I think, and he's got the company, which is, his LLC that he will hand to you with. It looks like a little backpack and a couple of accessories that you get with it.
$100,000 worth altogether.
That stuff is expensive.
Send it to us first. We'd love to show the edge of the earth here on Daily Flash.
Well, there it is, right there.
Oh, that's what it looks like. All right, we'll have more Flash coming up after this. There it is.
KSA Entertainment is proud to offer programming to the men and women of our military and their families, serving all over the world on AFN, American Forces Network, seen worldwide.
All right. You're still scrambling to get that perfect present for everybody on your list? Who isn't, right? Well, tech expert Jennifer Jolly joins us with some gift ideas. Double J, great to see you.
Thanks so much for having me. Let's start with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra, the do-everything device that can replace a laptop and just about everything else that you need it to do. It's got this generous 14.6-inch AMOLED display, perfect for streaming, editing video, sketching, or just making sure you can see every face on a Zoom call without having to squint. Comes with the S Pen and a new note and transcript assist that actually organize your scribbles and voice memos into real usable files. It is slim, fast, water resistant. Battery life lasts all day in a sea of tablets that just feel kind of fine. This one feels essential. Also essential, the HP Sprocket Photo Booth is the why didn't we think of this before gadget of the year. It's a real photo booth minus any of the hassle. You just prop it on a table, pick a frame or filter, strike a pose, and it counts down just like the ones at amusement parks or special events, except, man, these prints pop out much larger than those old ones. Postcard-sized, almost postcard-sized glossy peel and stick paper, no ink, no extra apps. Built-in ring light means you all look awesome, even in the midst of party season. It's fun, it's easy, and people love it. People also love handheld gaming, but they don't love when they run out of room to play their favorite games. So this little SanDisk micro SD card for the Rogue Xbox Ally X is the perfect quick fix. It solves running out of room by letting you play games directly from it. No lag, no slowdown. Up to 2 terabytes of space means that you can carry around a full 40 to 50 games all at once. No more deleting and re-downloading every time you want to switch. Turns your Ally into a full gaming library that you can take anywhere on a plane, in a car. Starts at just under 70 bucks. The Bird Buddy Pro Smart Feeder with solar is the most awesome gift for families everywhere. Has a tiny camera and AI that snaps photos, identifies birds, and sends it straight to your phone, turning your backyard or balcony into your own personal National Geographic channel. Families obsess over it. Grandparents adore it. Kids suddenly care and name every single bird that lands in your backyard. One of the most meaningful and heartwarming gifts of the entire year. Millions of kids are begging for their first smartphone. Give them a Bark phone. It's built from the ground up for safety. It monitors text, photos, apps, and social media for signs of bullying, predators, explicit content, anything your child should not have to deal with. Parents can manage it all from the own app on their smartphone, approve or deny apps, track location, even shut it down if it's in a moving car. Find out more about everything you see here at techish.com.
If you are looking to power up your gifting this year, Nintendo's got you covered. Here are some of the top games and toys for the holiday season.
Power up your gifting with some fun products from Nintendo. Play the latest games anytime, anywhere on Nintendo Switch 2, featuring a bigger screen, magnetic Joy-Con 2 controllers, and seamlessly social features like Game Chat and Game Share. Plus, with Nintendo's vast library of games, there is something for everyone. Hit the open road in Mario Kart World, the next evolution of the Mario Kart series where the whole world is your racetrack. In Donkey Kong Bonanza, explore an underground world by smashing through obstacles. In Pokemon Legends ZA Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, explore Lumio City, compete in the ZA Royale, and harness the power of Mega Evolution to become the top Pokemon trainer. Experience wild Kirby fun and fast-paced vehicular action in Kirby Air Riders. Battle beyond the underworld in the action-packed Hades 2 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Become an NFL legend with EA Sports Madden NFL 26 and control the court in NBA 2K26. To learn more, visit Nintendo.com.
From gifts to everyday essentials, a new study reveals which retailer is giving shoppers the most value. Here's what you should know.
Holiday shopping is in full swing, and many families are looking for ways to make their budgets go further. Research from Profitero, a third-party analytics and research firm, revealed the retailer that has delivered the lowest U.S. online prices for the 9th consecutive year. With more, here's lifestyle expert Justine Santinello.
During the holidays, shoppers want to feel confident they're getting real value. Profitero named Amazon the lowest-priced online U.S. retailer for the 9th year in a row in their annual Price Wars study, showing families can save on everything from gifts like electronics and toys to everyday essentials.
The study reviewed more than 10,000 products across 23 retailers and found Amazon's prices averaged 14% lower, with up to a 5% advantage over the next closest retailer in key gift categories.
Maximize holiday shopping by comparing prices and using member savings. Amazon also offers seasonal deals and is making it easier than ever to find top gifts at amazing prices this season in the holiday shop.
Learn more at Amazon.com.
Lifestyle correspondent Melissa Garcia coming to us from Nordstrom Rack in New York City. She's highlighting a few of this season's great gifts and great prices.
Nordstrom Rack makes your holiday shopping so easy. They have incredible gifts at great prices for everyone on your list. From apparel to brands like Vince and All Saints and UGG to home decor and gifts that are pre-packaged for you to make gifting seamless and easy. Now, there's so many benefits of shopping at Nordstrom Rack. If you're a Nordy Club member, you get early access to online flash events and you get app alerts for new arrivals. And if you're a Nordstrom credit card holder, you get 5% off of every single purchase, no minimums required. There's, of course, flexible pickup options and an extended return period for the holiday season. Now, we're filled with a table here of incredible products, some of my favorites that I'm going to be gifting to my family, starting with this lip gloss from C.O. Bigelow. This is a personal favorite of mine. I've been using it since high school. This is a great stocking stuffer. Brush. This is an amazing hairbrush from Tangle Teezer. My 15-year-old daughter swears by this, and she's tried every hairbrush probably on the market. A really nice stocking stuffer, too. For the person that you don't know what to get, Nest makes incredible fragrances. This is their home fragrance diffuser. There's nothing better than walking into a home that smells delicious. And then shoes. Uggs are a tried and true favorite for a reason. They are incredible. They are so soft and comfortable and make a great gift for any woman on your list. And then for the guys, I love sneakers. The Hokas are incredible. They're truly my favorite, my husband's favorite. I've turned so many people onto them. They're what I think is the best walking and running shoe, and guys usually wear their sneakers until they're pretty much falling apart, so a great gift for any guy on your list. So as you can see, there are truly thousands of incredible deals at Nordstrom Rack, so when you're doing your shopping this holiday season, be sure to pop into your local Nordstrom Rack or shop online at nordstromrack.com. Happy shopping!
Thinking about your next getaway? Well, you are in good company. Millions of Americans are making travel plans. Here's what you need to know.
A new survey from ALG Vacations finds Americans are heading into 2026 with travel top of mind and a sharper eye on value. 9 in 10 adults say they plan to take a leisure trip in the next 6 months, even as many weigh inflation and rising costs. With more, here's Emmy Award-winning TV personality and travel advisor champion, Carson Kressley.
I talk with travel advisors all the time, and what I'm hearing is that people still want to travel, they just want to do it smarter. So it's really all about getting that same amazing experience while feeling good about what you spend.
Experts say that smarter travel is a growing trend. Travelers are booking early, using advisors, and prioritizing all-inclusive resorts that simplify planning while offering built-in value.
A travel advisor is such a game changer. They know when and where to go, what deals are out there, and how to stretch your budget without sacrificing the fun. So you can unwind somewhere fabulous, just like me.
To learn more and to connect with a travel advisor, visit traveladvisorsgetyouThere.com.
Hey, when a child is diagnosed with cancer, families face challenges that really extend far beyond treatment. The Northwestern Mutual Foundation is actually working to ease some of those burdens. And here's more.
Every day around the world, over 1,000 children are diagnosed with cancer. At Northwestern Mutual, we've been trying to find better treatments and cures for those cancers, but we also know that a diagnosis can have an incredible emotional and financial impact on an entire family. In fact, studies show that 60% of families lose household income as a result of a cancer diagnosis. So when you couple that with the rising cost of education, this prompted us to create our Childhood Cancer Scholarship Program. Our Childhood Cancer Scholarship Program, now in its 8th year, works by providing college scholarships to those who are affected by childhood cancer, either as survivors themselves or as siblings of survivors. To date, we've provided over 370 scholarships, totaling more than $3 million to help alleviate some of that financial strain. For more, visit the Northwestern Mutual Foundation website, nmfoundation.com, and we're accepting applications until February 2nd.
The holiday season can be one of the happiest times of year, but it can also be one of the worst for some people. Rates of domestic abuse can spike over the holidays. YSL Beauty has released their Abuse Is Not Love initiative, which highlights signs of intimate partner violence. Dr. Sarah Kubrick joins us now with more. Doctor, tell us about the YSL Beauty Abuse Is Not Love program.
YSL Beauty's Abuse Is Not Love program is dedicated to fighting against and preventing intimate partner violence. Currently, they're partnering with 25 NGOs worldwide.
Why do you think internal signs of abuse matter as much as the external ones?
Internal signs of abuse matter just as much as external signs because they offer us an extra layer of protection. Sometimes other people's behaviors can be interpreted, can be a little subjective. Everyone can have an opinion if that was toxic or it wasn't. But your internal signs will tell you how you're experiencing this relationship, how it's impacting you. And that is very valuable information.
And you've called abuse a pandemic of confusion. What do you mean by that?
It means that there's this myth that bystanders think that abuse is so obvious, that they would be able to detect it, that they can't believe this person hasn't detected it. And in reality, love is clear. Love is obvious. Abuse is not. It scrambles up our internal compass, and we no longer know what is normal, what we need, or who we are.
Doctor, thank you. Where can people seek help for their friends or themselves?
People can seek help in a variety of ways. You can talk to a friend, you can talk to a therapist, you can call your local domestic violence hotline. And if you're in immediate danger, you can call emergency services. Now, if you're looking for information, YSL Beauty is a wonderful place that offers not just illuminating information, but information that hopefully will make you feel empowered.
Thanks again for joining us. We'll be sure to post this information on our website at dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English, along with Andrea Jackson.
Best friends spending every summer vacation together put their friendship to the test when they begin to question what has been obvious to the friend group. Okay, this is today's must-watch movie, People We Meet on Vacation.
Alex! Come here.
Honey, Alex is here. Ta-da!
Are those condoms?
I just want you to be safe, that's all.
How many times do I have to tell you? Alex and I are just friends, so we don't need condoms. And we definitely don't need 500, because we're not an army. Please stop. Okay, Wanda? On vacation, you can be anyone you want.
Who wants to go skinny dipping?
Alex does not.
Maybe vacation Alex does. That's why I want to travel. You can actually be who you want to be instead of who they say you are.
How about every summer, wherever we are, we meet somewhere in the world for a trip?
Deal. Beignets on the House of the Lovebirds.
Thank you.
No.
Hey! What a coincidence. We just got hitched too. So sweet.
Congratulations, you two.
Oh.
Will you tell me once again?
I told you.
How we're gonna be just friends?
Come on, vacation, Alex. Is that the best you've got?
Okay, you asked for this.
I guess you can hang with me.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna pick you up on the condition that you don't call me Seabiscuit.
How did you know that I'd really want to do that?
Because I know you.
Poppy, you take vacations for a living. Make me burn with jealousy for your carefree, jet-setting life. But I mean, don't you ever find travel a little lonely?
I'm here. I'll always be here.
Sorry.
What was that?
I'm just confused.
What am I to you?
You're my friend.
I do not deserve you.
I know.
My best friend. Alex, I think it's called settling.
You live in a fantasy land, always running away to new places, new connections.
Maybe the universe is giving me a sign.
That's a heck of a girl.
Thanks for watching us. We'll see you tomorrow.